you already have. Now, it's been said that audio is one of the most important parts of video. Now, whether it's in a movie theater, Netflix, or even right here on YouTube. Now, people deal with low-quality video. However, bad audio is not something most people are willing to tolerate.
In this video, I'm going to tell you why your audio sounds bad and what you need to do to fix it. Now stay tuned to the end because I'm going to also give you some tips on how you may be able to improve or fix some bad audio that you already have. Now, it's been said that audio is one of the most important parts of video. Now, whether it's in a movie theater, Netflix, or even right here on YouTube. Now, people deal with low quality video. However, bad audio is not something most people are willing to tolerate. Me either. And you can see this with Christopher Nolan's movies like The Tenet, Dark Knight Rises, and Oppenheimer. I said The Tenet, but I think it's just Tenet. Either way, all three of these movies, people have talked about how the audio quality, as far as the dialogue, is not good. Now, Mr. Nolan has his reasons for capturing and mixing audio the way that he does, but I am not Christopher Nolan, so I have to make sure that my audio is clear enough for people to hear.
Using the microphone real this way.
Now, could you imagine listening to something like that if you were trying to learn? Neither could I. Now, I'm not going for pristine interview quality audio where I have mats down for reflection and things like that. I just want it to be clear enough so that you can hear me. So the question is, how do you get good audio? Well, the first thing is you need a microphone. Now, of course, you know this, but you may think that the mic in your camera or the mic on your phone is good enough to capture audio. And in some cases, that may be true, but that's as long as the camera or phone is close enough to you to capture good sound. And if it's too far away, then the environment is going to affect it with noise around you, and then you're going to start to have issues. Now, distance is going to be one of the main factors when talking about microphones and getting clear audio. This is because of how sound travels. Now, microphones need to be close enough to your mouth in order to pick up on the details of your words and not pick up on the reflections or other sounds behind or around you. Now, you also don't want the mic too close that air from your mouth goes into the mic while you're speaking, and because this causes pops. Now, these pops are called plosives or plosive words. Plosive words are words like bag, pat, pump, or any words that require a release of air from your mouth. Now, something you want to get is a pop stopper in order to keep the air from these words from entering your microphone. Now, a good practice is to keep the mic 6 to 8 inches from your mouth. And keep in mind that this is just in general because some mics may allow you to get close while others don't. And it depends on how the mic were designed. So just keep that in mind. So now you might be asking yourself, well, what's the best type of mic to get? Well, that depends on the type of work that you're doing. So let's just say you want to start a podcast. So if you're going to start a podcast, you're going to need 5 main pieces of gear to get things up and running. Now, the first thing, again, is going to be a microphone. Now, you're going to want to get either a condenser or a dynamic mic. Now, I'm not going to go into the details about what the differences are in this video, but you can check out this video here, whichever side it's on. Now, the second thing you're going to need is an audio interface. Now, the audio interface allows you to get your voice into your computer so that you can mix and edit and process your voice. Now, the third thing is headphones. Now, headphones allow you to not only monitor your sound for quality, but also for volume level while recording. And number 4 is going to be a computer or phone. And this is where your audio files will be edited, mixed, and processed through. Now, in some cases, your phone may actually be everything you need from mic to audio interface and the software all in one. Now, the last one here is software. Now, this is the actual program you will use to import, edit, and process audio in. Now, all video editing software has audio tools built in, so that may cover your needs. If you're doing something like an audio-only podcast, there are all kinds of free and cheap solutions out there that a quick Google search will help you find. Now, one audio editor that I highly recommend that I love myself and I have used for podcasts is Reaper. Now, it's an open source audio editor and it supports plugins and many other functions. This one doesn't cost a lot of money, and you can do things like while you're recording an event, you can actually be editing at the same time if you need to have that done by the end of the event. I've done that before. It works really good. Now, if you're going to be doing talking head stuff like this, then there are 3 audio parts that you're going to need. The first one, again, is a microphone. Now, for talking heads, you can use a condenser or a dynamic mic. Now, be sure to research your mic before buying, because you don't want to get a mic and then find out later that you need phantom power and you don't have the equipment to power that. So just make sure that's something that you check out. Now, a popular mic type is wireless lav mic, like the one I have here. This is the Comica Vimo C. And if you want to see my review on this mic, then click the video here, wherever it is. Now, the second thing you're going to need if you're going to be doing talking heads like this is video editing software. And again, most software comes with built-in audio editing features. Now, I personally use Adobe Premiere and DaVinci Resolve. Now, if you're looking for a free solution, then DaVinci Resolve is going to be the way to go because it doesn't cost you anything. Now, remember at the beginning of the video when I said this? Now, stay tuned to the end because I'm going to also give you some tips on how you may be able to improve or fix some bad audio that you already have. Now, what if you already have bad audio that needs to be cleaned up? Well, Adobe has a free service called Adobe Enhance Speech, where you actually upload your audio and AI will clean it up for you. Now, there's another free service called Mic Check. Now, Mic Check takes you through setting up your mic to get the best out of it, and it works by telling you how far you need to be from the mic and if your levels are set correctly. Now, in addition to that, there's another app called Project Shasta that takes all of this a step further. Now, Project Shasta can transcribe your audio into words, and you can edit the audio based on the transcribed text. And in order to use Shasta, you do have to be accepted into the beta program. So what you're going to need to do is go to the website that I'm going to put below, and you just sign up for it. Now, it may take a week, it may take a month. I'm not sure. I'm not in control of that, but I'm just letting you know that it's there. In addition, Shasta features remote recording, which allows a group of people to record audio. And Adobe Podcast syncs it all back together in the cloud automatically. So the way this works is, let's say you have like 4 people who are all together recording a podcast. Well, you'll take your audio, upload it, and it'll sync it together and make it sound really good. So you don't have to worry about doing all this editing and cutting in and out, filtering, and it's going to do it for you. And I can tell you this, AI is really changing things, and this is just the start. I remember when I did a podcast and it was just me and another person. I had to take his audio, my audio, and I had to chop it up and make it all fit together. And it took a lot of work, but this makes it a lot easier. So I wanted to see how good this Adobe Enhance Speech actually was. So I took some audio, I stood right next to the air fryer while it was on, and there was background noise going on, and I started speaking into my iPhone. I then took that audio and uploaded it to Adobe Speech Enhance or Adobe Enhance Speech to see what it sounded like. And this is what it sounded like. This is a test of the Adobe Enhance Speech. We're going to see what it sounds like. This is a test of the Adobe Enhance Speech. We're going to see what it sounds like. Now, I think it did pretty good. The only weird thing about it was, if you listen to my voice at certain parts, it doesn't sound like me. It sounds like another voice. So I don't know how it all works, but it seems like they may be sampling other voices and actually using those voices to say specific words. Kind of like with your GPS, like if you download Morgan Freeman or something like that, then his words actually are used, where his voice is actually used, or some type of synthesis of his voice is used. But I don't know if it's because my voice is lower or deeper that it's doing that, because I've heard it with other people and it was fine. It sounded perfect. But with me, for some reason, it just sounded weird. So I don't know what that's all about, but I definitely think that it does make a huge difference if you're in a situation where you have a lot of background noise and the audio is not good. Now, this isn't to say you should just get trash audio. No, get the best that you can get, but try running it through there and see if it fixes it. So let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Tell me if AI is something that you will use. But until next time, I'll holler at y'all later. I'm out. Peace.